And although it's scheduled for 9, it should still...
Umango's turning 21. Celebrate with us. Umango 21 supports importing and exporting the whole gamut of Office file formats. Umango's turning 21. Celebrate with us. New batch export scheduling. Let your server do the hard work after hours with a flexible time-based approach to document exporting. Umango turns 21 this month. It's time to party. Umango's turning 21. Celebrate with us. Umango 21 features an all-new, faster, more accurate, and reliable barcode engine. Umango's turning 21. Let's celebrate. Umango 21 introduces new ways to optimize your PDFs to ensure small size as well as high quality output. Umango's turning 21. Celebrate with us. Umango's turning 21. Celebrate with us. Umango 21 introduces user authentication on the device panel. Now you know who is using Umango without any third-party application. Umango 21. Let's celebrate.
We're excited to be finally over the line and getting this released right now, today, at this live event. You know, it's only almost exactly a year ago that we released Umango 20.
Hello, everybody,
and
welcome.
that, we were hearing feedback earlier in the year, last year with COVID, that our dealers were struggling, that sales were down.
It's totally lit right now.
We were seeing the beginnings of that as well. So
live
rather than
event's
shy
gonna
away
be
from it, much like our
lit,
name
right?
suggests.
Hey guys, welcome everybody. My name is Julian.
We stood up to
And
it, and
welcome
we invested
to
our
the
time
live
and more
launch of
resource
Umango version
into
21.
bringing forward the delivery of
You
Umango
might
20. It was
recognize my
originally going
voice
to be released
from some of
around
our
the
tech
end
tidbits
of
and
last year.
other
We brought
promotional
that forward and
materials.
released
And
it in
look,
June
I know what you guys are
last
wondering.
year, so 6 months earlier than we had originally
Is
planned.
that guy as handsome
And
as
that's
he
been
sounds?
very well
And
received. We're really
the answer
excited
is
about, or very
kind
happy
of.
with how well that's gone.
We're glad to have you
In
guys
fact,
on.
during a
And we have a
COVID
lot
year where
of
many
really
companies were
fun stuff
struggling,
planned
we've
for
seen
you guys today.
very
So
significant
definitely stick
double-digit
around,
growth
and we've
in our
got a little
sales.
bit
So
of
we're really
trivia
happy about
coming up.
that.
We've got Andrew
And with Umango
with
21,
his, awesome
this is the
presentation,
culmination of a lot of feedback that we've had from
also
you,
some questions at the end.
with
So
ideas
stick
on where
around.
we
We
can
got a
take
lot
the
of fun
product and
stuff.
some additions.
To
And I
kick
want to
this
just
off
name a
right
few
now,
people.
though,
So Nick from
we're going to go
ITS,
to
I'm
a
pretty sure it
message
was
from
you that was
our
the
fearless
original
leader slash
person
code
that came up with the
cutter,
idea
Quinton.
for adding authentication to the device to the Umango product. So thanks for that. It's there now, and so far been very well received. And Jimmy Bonaro, the legendary Jimmy Bonaro from Echo Print Q here in the States. Well, hey everyone, welcome to the party. Great to have you here with us enjoying this live event. Great to be here. We're excited about the release of Umango 21. We've worked really hard to bring this together for you, and we're excited to be finally over the line and getting this released right now, today at this live event. You know, it's only almost exactly a year ago that we released Umango 20. And I remember the circumstances around that. We were hearing feedback earlier in the year, last year with COVID, that our dealers were struggling, that sales were down, and we were seeing the beginnings of that as well. So rather than shy away from it, much like our name suggests, we stood up to it, and we invested our time and more resource into bringing forward the delivery of Umango 20. It was originally going to be released around the end of last year. We brought that forward and released it in June last year, so 6 months earlier than we had originally planned. And that's been very well received. We're really excited about, or very happy with how well that's gone. In fact, during a COVID year where many companies were struggling, we've seen very significant double-digit growth in our sales. So we're really happy about that. And with Umango 21, you know, this is the culmination of a lot of feedback that we've had from you, with ideas on where we can take the product and some additions. And I want to just name a few people. So Nick from ITS, I'm pretty sure it was you that was the original person that came up with the idea for adding authentication to the device to the Umango product. So thanks for that. It's there now, and so far been very well received. And Jimmy Bonaro, the legendary Jimmy Bonaro from Echo Print Q here in the States. You know, we love the feedback that you give us, and I know that logon scripts was something you came up with, and the import anywhere feature too is something that we discussed with you too. So thanks for that, Jimmy. Gorman from Apposite there in Hong Kong, we thank you for the feedback we continue to get from you. Our zone-based language selection is something that I know was something you'd requested, and the logging of user processing information and being able to use that as metadata. That's something that came from Gorman, so thank you, Gorman. And I know that Xerox in the Czech Republic and Slovakia had requested some new UI languages that we organised through Miliana there at ITS. So thank you for that feedback. We look forward to working more with you now that we're going to be supporting those user interface languages as well. So nearly everything that's in this version has come in some way from the feedback we've got from you in one way or another. We're excited to be releasing it. We've worked really hard. And so I'm just looking forward to partying and actually getting some sleep. I need to catch up on some sleep. But excited to be here with you. Thanks for joining us here today. It's time for me to be quiet for a little while and let Andrew do his thing. But I'll see you in a little while during question time. So we'll see you then.
All right. Okay, so I saw some people on the stream were saying that they're hearing two audios. Sorry, I had the split personality feature turned on, but I think I've got it turned off now. Looking over to everybody, just let me know, right? Just talk to me. I can see everybody's comments. So am I just one voice now is the question. And I'll be looking to you guys for a moment. But while I'm waiting on that, let's get started with a little bit of trivia, right? So we all know that this is the version 21 of Umango, and so we've been doing a lot of birthday party stuff, but I suppose the question is, how old is Umango? And I'm looking to the chat right now, so I'm gonna kill some time while I'm waiting. I want to see some guesses. Who's got, who can give me the right answer? All right, cool. One voice. I'm seeing that. Awesome. All right, how old is Umango is the question. Anybody got an answer for me? Not as old as Quentin. I think that was Quentin. Okay, somebody's saying 5 years, which is actually incorrect. Sorry. The true answer is actually 13 years old. So still a teenager, Umango, but definitely got some experiences. All right. Next question. Yeah. Somebody, Claudia had it right. Nice. Okay. Ooh, this is a good one. Years ago, or 13 years ago, Quentin and Andrew were sitting somewhere, someplace, and they were having a drink of something, and they came up with the idea of Umango. So the question is, were they in a bar drinking beer? Were they at their mom's kitchen table drinking apple juice? Or were they out at a coffee shop having coffee? Yeah, lucky 13, right, Diana? Nice. All right, let's throw those guesses in there. Who do we got? Oh, somebody's saying beer. All right. Oh, Richard says beer. I think people are just hopeful that it is beer, I think. Obviously C. You got it. Christian Schmidt, yeah, you got the answer right. It was coffee. We all know Quentin loves his coffee. And nobody ever says that he's a coffee snob either, so it's good. All right, last. Okay. What's that, Quentin? One more time?
I'm just saying there may have been some beer mixed in there as well, but the official answer is coffee. That's what we publish on the website. Let's say that.
Nice. Yeah. Okay, cool. Next question. Now this is a hard one, so looking for the real smart people here, and I made this question hard too. So what does Umango mean? Now, the true spelling of Umango is actually Ummango, and it's a Zulu word. And I'm looking for who knows the answer. Climbing to the top? That's close. I mean, if you've got that, you should probably be able to guess the right answer. Powerful's good too. Mountaintop summit, a fancy fruit. These are all great. Okay, so I'll give you guys the answer. Yeah, and Alberto has got it. It's actually a ramp. And that, of course, the whole thing about Umango is it's this on-ramp to, getting your files where they need to go. And so anyway, so that's what Umango means. Very cool. Awesome. You guys did great at this trivia. Thanks for participating. That was really awesome. Now I'm going to go ahead and give this over to Andrew, right? Because we got some really cool version 21 stuff to learn about. So here we are. I got you coming up here, Andrew, here in a moment. Okay, over to you, Andrew.
Okay, so let's get started
Umango 21.
and
Thank
celebrate
you very much for joining us and the
of
celebration
major update
of this
of
new
Umango
major
21.
update launch.
So
No matter where you are in the world,
Umango
thank you again
21
for
is the major
participating.
update for this particular year. So
I'm
each
gonna make
year
sure the
Umango
cameras
provides
are
a
off,
major
okay?
update and then
That's
minor
okay.
updates throughout
Cameras
the
are
rest
off.
of the year.
Closer to this feed
And
there.
as I alluded
Get
to,
all the
Umango
information.
21
piece of
is our
cake. It's a
major update,
celebration.
and it's a culmination of
Major
lots of
update of
channel
Umango.
partner
Having a
feedback, end user
We have
suggestions
to
as
present
well,
and have a piece of cake at
and
the same time.
it's
I
jam-packed
don't want the cameras
with
on
new
because people are
features
going
that
to
I'll
see
try
me
and cover
eating.
the
It
best
doesn't
of my
look like
I
ability
he's
don't want to
listening
during
to us.
this,
He's
stupid
this
talking about
session
idiot.
with you.
So the
So
cameras are definitely off, yeah?
the first
Cameras are off.
Andrew?
major
Andrew,
new
we're here.
feature
Andrew.
is
Oh, okay. There you go.
dedicated
Hi, everyone.
Umango
Hey,
authentication
welcome
at
to
the
join us to
multifunction
the
device.
celebration
So why did we
Umango
provide
21.
this new capability?
Thank you very much for joining us and the
Secure
celebration
scanning
of this
is
new major update launch.
growing
No
important
matter where you are in
need
the
through the
world, thank you
process of
again for
digitization in the
participating.
workplace.
And we've got an
So
exciting range
really
of different
the
features
ability
and
to be
benefits
able to
cover off in
capture
this session
who
with
has
you.
access to
But
what
we'd also like to
jobs
take
or scanning
particular
methodology,
welcome to our friends
but
and
also
different global
capturing who
partners
is
in the world.
scanning the batch
So let's just take
is really,
a
really
quick
important.
snapshot
Being able to
of some of
capture
those
who that
people
person
from
is and
different
being able
parts
to
of the world
filter
that'll be attending this
what
session
they've got access
today.
to. Now, previously, where secure scanning
Hola,
was
buenos
important,
días. This is Felix
you may
Garcia
have
from
been forced
ITS
to provide
Spain.
some form of
It's
print
more now
management,
than
some
5 years
third-party
working with you
application, just
and
purely
your
to
product in the
provide
Spanish market.
the secure
So I am
scanning,
very
but at the
excited
same
about the
time
new
have all the print
version
management and
Umango
copy
21.
management, which
So let's
often may
make
not be
this a
required.
huge success.
So
Congratulations.
before with
Hello,
adding
this
print
is Eric
management,
from QSL
you've
Document
added a
Solution
third-party
in Hong
solution,
Kong.
added a
I'm
lot
very
more cost and
excited about
complexity.
the launch of
Where
Umango
now
21
someone
and
needs
new
secure
features.
scanning,
I'm looking forward
Umango
for
has that
success
built
of
into the
Umango
product in
21.
Umango 21.
Hi.
So this is a major feature. So I'm going to spend a couple of slots.
I am very happy
Okay,
to work with
so let's
such
get
great
started
team like yours
and
such good solution
celebrate
like Umango.
the launch
I would
of
like to
this major
congratulate
update
you
of Umango
with
21.
the launch of new version of
Okay,
Umango 21,
so let's get started.
and I am sure that new features will allow us to win even more projects together.
Greetings, this is Dominic Brasera from EcoPrintU, headquartered in Miami, Florida, supporting the North America market. We are super excited about Umango's live launch party hosted by co-founder Andrew Wade.
This is Claudia Salazar from EcoPrintU Latam team. We are also very, very excited from Umango version 21. I'm going to switch to Spanish for those attending from the Latam market. Gracias por participar y estar con nosotros el día de hoy en este día tan importante para Umango. Y algunas de las funcionalidades importantes que está con la versión nueva es PDF para aumentar la eficiencia y reducir el tamaño de los archivos. También ahora Umango ha agregado la importación de todos los formatos de Office y algo muy importante para nuestra región que también está disponible en español. So, thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Nick Tavanovich. I'm Managing Director of ITS. We distribute Umango here in EMEA. I'm really excited about version 21 and I would like to congratulate Andrew Quinton and the Umango team on this excellent release.
Hello, I'm Erwin. I'm a partner manager at Infotechnology Supply and I'm responsible for business development in Central and Eastern Europe. Andrew and Quentin, thank you very much for inviting us to this launch party of Umango, and thank you for your wonderful support. For all of you dealers, partners and friends who are here with us today, all I can say is please just relax, lay back and enjoy the show. Thank you very much.
Okay, so let's get started and celebrate the launch of this major update of Umango 21. So Umango 21 is the major update for this particular year. So each year Umango provides a major update and then minor updates throughout the rest of the year. And as I alluded to, Umango 21 is our major update, and it's a culmination of lots of channel partner feedback, end user suggestions as well, and it's jam-packed with new features that I'll try and cover the best of my ability during this session with you. So the first major new feature is dedicated Umango authentication at the multifunction device. So why did we provide this new capability? Secure scanning is a growing important need through the process of digitization in the workplace. So really the ability to be able to capture who has access to what jobs or scanning methodology, but also capturing who is scanning the batch is really, really important. Being able to capture who that person is and being able to filter what they've got access to. Now, previously where secure scanning was important, you may have been forced to provide some form of print management, some third-party application, just purely to provide the secure scanning, but at the same time have all the print management and copy management, which often may not be required. So before, with adding print management, You've added a third-party solution, added a lot more cost and complexity, where now someone needs secure scanning. Umango has that built into the product in Umango 21. So this is a major feature. So I'm going to spend a couple of slides just going into some of these details with you and step through, some of the advantages that we've got. So you don't need anything additional to provide Umango dedicated, authenticated scanning at the multifunction device. It doesn't lock down the multifunction device and its other tasks. That's important. So you can still copy and print and do whatever you like. And it also plays nicely with a third-party print management system that might also be controlling the device. And you'll see on the right-hand side here, what I'm alluding to with my mouse, that's what you're going to be seeing when you actually select the Umango logo on the MFT touchscreen. It's going to prompt you here again to swipe or tag on or enter your PIN to then take you through to the appropriate jobs and capture who you are and work that process through from there. So part of creating dedicated Umango authentication at the multifunction device is, how do we enter user data? So within Umango, hopefully you can see on this screen here, you go down to the users and you can simply select new user and enter each particular staff member and their card ID or PIN numbers. But also you can upload a CSV file of all the users in one convenient process, one convenient step in Umango. And I'll show you in a moment also how you can provide guest access and also to provide ad hoc on the fly at the MFD adding of users as well. So we've got all the flexibility and all the bases covered. So it's a quick little video, and this is going to show you that, again, that experience on the device. In this case, someone is going to log in for the first time. We've allowed the generation automatically of prompting the user to set up if that's their first time of authenticating on the device. They enter their PIN and their password, and that information is immediately stored within Umango now. So next time, in this case, Quentin walks up to the MFD, they enter their credentials, they log in, and straight away, no problems. That's the job filtering. It's trapping in this case. Quentin is the creator of the batch and what jobs Quentin has access to. So nice and simple. Again, just showing you again what that process would be. So here, again, what you'd see on the multifunction device, you can see it's prompting you. This is not automatically set up this particular PIN or proxy card. So remember, it could be a card reader that is being applied, any particular piece of authentication that a client already has. And again, no problems. You enter your credentials on an ad hoc basis. It organically stores that within Umango. Next time you swipe with that tag or that PIN or whatever it might be, bingo. It will remember that and filter accordingly who you are and what you've got access to. It's also really easy to enable guest users at the device as well. So hopefully you can see on this screen, so this is under our settings within Umango, and we've got this allow guest login. And we can enable that. And if I'll show you this quick little video, once we've actually ticked that, enabled it, at the multifunction device, it'll refresh and suddenly you've got a guest button. So launch Umango, there's your screen, hit guest, no problems. But if you turn that off, it'll refresh the multifunction device and that guest button has been removed. Nice and easy. So the support for Umango login methods supports pretty much everything that you've got at the multifunction device right now. So it could be on the MFD forms of authentication, PIN, card, Windows users, domain users, but also in situations where your clients might say, look, I don't have my users stored that way. I've actually got them in a custom database of some sort. Not a problem. We've got this option for custom authentication. So you use a login script and you can just create a script to import and handle whatever that database or methodology that they're currently using around their login. So I should say their users and their passkeys. So it can support pretty much a wide range of very flexible different methods. This actually video shows you here, again, just some of the options. We're not going to get into too much detail here, but we've really covered lots of combination permutations of always allow the device authenticated user, present a login screen where there's no user authenticated the device, force a login, and lots of others. And you can see here we've got device login style, and you can select use PIN or card reader, username and password. Lots of different options provided there for you. Here's another significant feature in the release of Umango 21. So pay attention because it's all around pricing. So let's just take a step back for a moment around Umango's ethos, if you like, and its emphasis on simplicity and elegance. And that is elegance of being able to provide a solution that is simple to install, configure, and use. So with that in mind, we've provided a product that we've aimed to allow you to be up and running and capable of selling in a very small amount of time, but also something that you can install quickly and easily, and also takes minimal training time to implement and get up and running at a customer's site. And we've tried to reflect that ethos, if you like, within our pricing structure as well. So just a quick recap, just bear with me a moment. I'm just going to go through and explain a couple of the different offerings and combinations where Umango is concerned, just for review purposes, and I'm going to introduce a different source option that we've now introduced. So Umango has 3 tiers, and they're based on feature set. You've got Umango Essentials, and that pretty much covers focusing on file conversion and routing. So what we can do there is we can use system variables in naming the file, for example. We can use XML values that might be sent along with an image and use any of those XML pieces of information. For example, we can look up the logged in user and check their home directory or their email address to be able to convert and route to a destination, for example. And remembering that we've got the ABI OCR engine to ensure that very accurate page layout and retention throughout that conversion process to Word, Excel, text searchable, PDF, and lots of others. But we're not interested regarding anything that's content within the image. And that leads me to the next tier within Umango, which is Umango Standard. And that tier is regarding the ability to grab information within the image and do things like do zonal OCR, regular expression on that, read a barcode, and being able to use that information that's extracted, of course, to name the file, create a directory and subdirectory structure, maybe do a database lookup, and also prompt the user where they might want to save the file and put it into a document management system as well. So that's our Umango standard tier. Last but not least is our professional tier. You get all the bells and whistles, so you get an extensive extended set of document export connectors. You can send to multiple export destinations in the same job, and you also get 2 concurrent processes. So you can see it's already ready for scalability, and of course you can add additional processes to that. And just to confuse you, you can also add processes, if you wish, to the Essentials tier as well. So we've got our 3 tiers, and it's quite straightforward, even though I might have made that sound really complex. But you've got your 3 tiers of capability around what you and what your customer wants to do with Umango. So you've got your tiers, and all you simply do is calculate your number of sources, a source being an input. That might be a dedicated Twain scanner, an email address. It might be a fixed IP address of another workstation that's importing documents, folders, and again, a multifunction device with the embedded, for example. And what we used to have is all those were simply sources, and you'd say, look, there's X amount of inputs, multiply that by whatever the tier of Umango is, and there you go, you've got your price. So that was all nice and simple, but the reseller channel really provided us feedback and said, look, you've got a great embedded on the multifunction device. It's tactile, it presents really well, it really elevates the capability of what you can do on the multifunction device to a whole new level. But really, to make sure it's so attractive to get it on every multifunction device, we really propose that you take a look at that device-specific pricing structure on the MFD. We've listened, And in Umango 21, you can now quote and sell another type of source device, and that's device source licenses. So these can be assigned to a device that has a fixed IP address. So quite frankly, anything except a folder, an email source, or a Twain scanner. So it could be the fixed IP of a workstation where you've got Umango in a web browser and you're uploading images. But more importantly, it could be the fixed IP address of a multifunction device. So you've got this whole new device source pricing that makes it very attractive to really push the Umango embedded, especially on multifunction devices. And of course, your standard source still remains as done before. It's flexible. You can choose what you want that source to be at any stage: folder, MFD, email address, Twain scanner, you name it. The only caveat is that at least one standard source must be purchased. And of course, then you can add as many device-specific sources as your heart desires. So pricing revision and a better opportunity to push Umango embedded to as many multifunction device touchscreens, which is great. Now, as I'm progressing through this, I've got to remind you to make sure that you're thinking about different questions that you want to put into the live chat feed. We want to make sure that Julian doesn't fall asleep at the wheel. So any questions you've got regarding Umango 21 as I go through these different features, please jot those down, put those in the live feed, and be assured we're going to be reviewing these and discussing them at the end of this session. So again, keep thinking of different questions you want to ask the Umango team, making sure that simple questions go to me, hard questions go to Quentin, and again, keep Julian working away at culminating any of those questions as we continue and progress through this presentation. Another Umango 21 feature is regarding PDF compression. Now, we had in Umango 20 this enable MRC, and wherever you see this little eye, that provides you information that you can click on, and it'll bring up a dialog that'll explain what that feature is in further detail for you. We've introduced in Umango 21 this optimize for small file size. Now, this provides a whole new algorithm around compressing a PDF to a very small size now, with maintaining a very high image quality. It's not lossless, but it's very high, and again, the file sizes are very, very small. We've done a lot of testing, and we've had channel partners test this, and the reviews have been really incredible and very, very positive. So what are the benefits here? Well, of course, digitizing is growing as a requirement within businesses. And what we want to do there is provide an option to create a PDF of the smallest possible size, of course, to allow network traffic minimization, file storage, and obviously putting that into a document management system. The smaller the file, the better, so long as the quality is there. And again, we provide that option for optimize for small file size within Umango 21 for PDFs. So remembering Umango is a web browser-based file conversion and capture product. That flexibility in the browser means that you can pretty much do the capture and validation anywhere. And part of that is the fact that you might be at your desktop, you might have a nice large monitor in front of you, but equally you might be on a laptop, you might be on a tablet or a mobile device, and the screens, of course, are dynamically different in size. So Umango 21 provided the ability to adjust the screen size and the web browser size dynamically to still make Umango incredibly functional with these different screen sizes. So here's a quick video. This is actually a web browser that's already been dragged down a bit. But if you pay attention to the right-hand corner up here, you're going to see in this video that dynamically when I drag that down smaller, lists of information within Umango actually becomes pull-down lists. And if I keep dragging it even smaller, they become icons. So again, we can automatically support and adjust for large monitors, smaller displays, tablets, and mobile devices, and still provide a very workable experience, regardless of what screen size you might have. So there's a good example. What you see there, that would be perfect on a mobile phone, where I've actually doing my validation and processing, still works fantastic. No dramas there. On a tablet, still fully operational, but again, a very much smaller screen size there. How are we doing? Looking good? Excellent. Again, keep those questions happening. anything that you've got questions in the live chat feed. So we've also updated our OCR engines in Umango. So with Tesseract, we've added support for creating docx, text, and HTML using the Tesseract OCR engine. Now, of course, it's important to take a moment to also highlight one of the big advantages of utilizing Umango, and that is that we provide a perpetual ABI OCR license within our product. And you can also add dedicated OCR threads if you need to as well within Umango. So ABI, of course, is an industry leader in being able to convert images and scan documents and keeping the page layout and formatting style when you convert that to Excel and Word and Office formats. So ABI is an industry leader, and that's one of the big pluses regarding running with Umango. And again, that ABI license doesn't have any page count limitations or any timeout. You just own it and run it, and it'll work forever. So we've also provided a update to the ABI engine as well. So both those OCR engines have a refresh, providing greater accuracy and greater benefits. Oh, this is a nice important feature here too. So Umango has, and Umango 21 has broadened out the file types that are supported as an import to convert. So what you've got now is the ability to be able to take in Office formats like Word, Excel, even PowerPoint, and convert those as part of the Umango process, but also email.msg files and even HTML, I'll try and say that, formats as well. So why is this important? Because often you'll have clients that have what I call a disparate range of different file formats. So they've got a directory and subdirectories with JPEGs, TIFFs, text files, PDFs, Word documents, you name it, PowerPoint, whatever it might be in there. And what they would like is a powerful, easy to configure method of converting those into what I call a unified file format, such as a PDFA or a text searchable PDFA that you can have around compliance purposes, that smaller file size, and perhaps uploading into a document management system. Guess what? Umango 21 provides that ability to take all those disparate file formats and process them and create a unified file format on output. Very powerful, and another aspect of what the benefits Umango 21 can provide. I'm going to pause for a sip of coffee. How are we doing? Everyone happy? Great. So, just a recap here regarding OCR languages within Umango. So previously, using the ABI engine, of course, we support a wide range of different languages and texts. In fact, ABI has one of the most broadest different ranges of languages it can support on the planet. So whether it's Chinese, Japanese, Korean, any European languages, we can utilize those and be able to convert images to text using the ABI engine and those different languages. Previously, you would select the languages that are going to be within your document that you want to OCR and extract at the job level. So in that case, I might have documents that have got, say, Spanish and English, and I'll enable to those two language dictionaries within the job. Umango 21, we're getting a lot more granular at the zone level. So I want to explain what that means. So pretend for a moment that I've got a sample document in front of us. Top left-hand corner, there might be some information in an address field. It might be in Spanish. I might have an area down further that might be in English. I might have an area further down the document that might be Chinese. And I can actually select those zones and enable the language, but also a combination of the different languages that might make up those particular zones. So you can see we're getting a lot more accurate and much more granular with what we're actually doing within the document from an OCR engine point of view. We've also introduced what we call a context around the OCR engine as well. So you can imagine if you're looking at a page of text, that the way that looks can be quite different. It could be just a sentence and we want to OCR something in that sentence. It might be a paragraph, but it also might be some information we want to extract, but in a whole lots of different paragraphs. It could also be something that has a variety of different information around it, a paragraph of text, an image, a table, for example. So what we can do with this context feature now within Umango 21 is provide the OCR engine a background of what the text around that area that we're trying to OCR and capture is like. And again, you'll see this little information feature within Umango. You'll click on that, it'll open a dialog box, and it'll provide you more clarity around this particular feature. But again, we're assisting the OCR engine in understanding the background context of what it's trying to capture. I think I've got a little quick video of that here that purely just shows you those three options there. So you draw your zone, specify in this case you want to OCR it, of course, create a regular expression, what have you. And there you've got this different option between structured region, block of text, or line of text. So again, assisting the OCR engine to provide you the best result possible. Oh, this is another really cool feature within Umango 21. And I want to remind you, live chat, ask questions, hard questions to Quentin, easy questions to me. If you want to chat about the weather, talk to Julian. It's all good. Okay, so zone property default values. So this is actually really powerful, and the reason why is I mentioned to you before about importing a document or drawing zones around the metadata that you want to capture, to name the file, directory structure, put in document management systems, and so forth. So previously, when you've created a zone, a list of values, whatever it might be, the default value it's empty, and it's based on some sort of logic or the user selecting, what that value is. So now we've created this default value as an option. And let's explain and explore a little bit more around what that benefit provides. So let's just say that you have a particular document type or a workflow, and 80-90% of the time, it's going to be saved to this particular default location in SharePoint or OneDrive or a directory on the network. It may, for example, be a list of values, and the list of values might just have the office region location, and the default's going to be, head office, for example. Well, now you can specify what that default value is, and the user only needs to change it where it's not applicable to that default value. So we're providing a lot of efficiencies there around what that default value could be. Now, there's another big step in what a default value can be used around too. So for the technical people, I lovingly call them propeller heads. Hopefully your propeller spinning, because a default value is also a merge field in Umango, just like the other merge fields that we've got. So that means that I can just start dynamically typing in that default value, and I can do really complicated things. I can use regular expressions, system variables, different combinations, even mathematical calculations on what that value might be. I can even take that a step further, and I could have the default value being a prior value of, say, another zone, zone A, let's just call it, and zone B, and then make the default value of this particular zone a combination of those two. And of course, those zone values are variables as we're processing our documents as well. How's your propellers going? Are they spinning yet? So again, default value is really, really powerful and very efficient, but also from a technical capability point of view, a very, very powerful new feature within Umango. Barcodes. Everyone loves barcodes. Woohoo! Of course, they're fast, they're efficient, but over time, barcodes have become even more complicated in the data that they have in them. And I don't know about you, but often I see barcodes and they're really grotty, they're dirty on the paperwork, they've been around the world, and sometimes they're difficult to read. So I've personally really looked into and had some really good experiences with the new barcode engine that's in Umango 21. It's incredibly fast, really accurate. I've got it to successfully recognize some really terrible quality barcodes. So you're going to love it. Faster and better barcode engine within Umango 20. You're still typing in that live chat? Good. If you want to have some questions at the end of this. So this is this other feature of Umango 21 is around how the user is presented data in real time when they're processing and validating zones and information off their paperwork and images. So what we've done here is we've introduced, you'll see here an example where it's OCR'd or captured an area, of course it highlights it, but now we've got this blue feature. And what this does is it supports up to 64 characters of text that's going to be displayed in that blue area for the person to see what the OCR engine's actually read versus the image that's been highlighted with the data that it's extracted. The other thing is here, you'll see that to the right of that is a color and a percentage that's presented. That's the OCR confidence that the engine is reporting back around what's extracted. So this really gives you a very powerful heads up to pay attention and give you a heads up around what Umango is extracting from those images and paperwork very quickly and very easily. It adds also a really good capability to provide levels of automation around what Umango is doing and when it should be presenting metadata and what it's read to a user for heads up checking, and other times when it's confident and it doesn't need to do that and it can just save that automatically and move on to the other zones of metadata where it needs to. And that's an example here on the right. You'll see that it's read 270. It's showing you again in that blue zone, that's the text that it's read, but you can see here it's actually amber and it's 75%. So if I was doing this, of course, on lots of different documents, and these were the sort of results that I was getting, I could set a level of confidence or automation within Umango, nice and easy. Let's just say to only show me those zones below, say, 70%. The rest of the time, it would extract this data that you're seeing here and not prompt the user to get involved with it at all. So you can streamline the operation very quickly and very easily in Umango. So new and improved ways of giving heads up around the data that Umango is extracting. This is a simple but really nice little update that I like. And this is around the ability to move a zone away from the image. So I'll show you this quick little video. You can see now that you've got your document, you draw a zone, and the zone property window floats and can move so you can see the page layout and reference to it behind it. Previously, that was kind of stuck on top, and it kind of made it difficult sometimes to be able to see the page and reference the zone that you're configuring. So that feature has been provided in Umango 21. Told you there's lots of features. Okay, so this is all about the capabilities of what Umango can provide. So it's really important to step back for a moment and realize that Umango is not just a solution for the small and medium enterprise. So Umango now, again, it supports concurrent processes. You know, you can add additional OCRing threads in there as well. And now you can provide scheduled batch exporting. So again, this just makes really good sense. If you're using Umango quite a lot, and obviously part of that process is maybe exporting documents to across the network, maybe up into the cloud, into a document management system, or even with professional tier, multiple destinations in the same job, you're going to be using network bandwidth, internet bandwidth, etc. So what we can do here is we can set a particular time of day for that exporting and that creation of PDFs and text searchable PDFs to take place. So this quick little video here just simply shows you within the option here, I've got schedule export after a particular time for this particular job. Nice, simple, and makes good sense. Now, adding to this job level of scheduling, which I've just shown you, we also have another feature, which is the set retry attempts for a failed batch export. So here's a little grab of what that is. So again, we can tick the retry after export failure, and we can specify the time in minutes to attempt another export, and also the number of times they can retry before failing. So this is really important again. So imagine we've got a network outage. So Umango will say, okay, I'm going to now export to a document management system or a file server on the network, say, for example. Can't do it. Okay, I'm going to wait X amount of minutes, then I'm going to retry again. So that's robust. It makes, again, good sense. The other scenario is there might be an internet outage. There might be an OAuth failure, for example. So again, this is providing the opportunity for Umango to retry X amount of times and within a specified period of time. batch owner assignment. So when you create a batch, you're the creator. So this could be at the multifunction device. You've authenticated with the Umango dedicated authentication, or again, LDAP, whatever the user might be. And that is the user that has created the batch. But also we can do some really clever things with that, because this batch owner field, again, is a merge field. So all the power and features of being able to create different raised conditions and your different options and calculations in this field to be able to specify the owner based on lots of different things. They could be part of a certain group. They might change users at different days of the week. So you've got all this ability to modify and adjust accordingly who the owner of the batch, who created the batch within Umango 21. So here's a little example where we've used an if statement to be able to provide to show in that batch ownership feature that, say, for example, in December, Quentin is the owner of batches, but in any other months of the year, Andrew, who was not on leave during the rest of the year, is now the owner. So nice, this sort of merge text capability. Again, you've got your regular expression editor. So all of the capabilities of the Umango's merge fields are there at your fingertips to build different batch owner conditions. And as it says there, it's very powerful and very flexible. So not only do we have the batch owner, that is the person that created the batch, but also we have now batch processor assignment. So we've got someone who created the batch, but also we've got someone who actually processed and exported that batch. And of course, it could be two very different people. So an example might be that Quentin and Andrew are part of the accounts payable team. Quentin did the scanning, and there was a batch there that I actually processed within the web browser, and we can take ownership or take note of the fact that I actually did the data validation on export, and make a note of that in document management system, or just use it as a variable to whatever we require. So batch processing assignment, again, is it's a merge field. So any value can be used in a merge field. Here's a nice little simple screen grab here, where even in the document name of the file, we could make this fact that it's the batch processor's username, for example. So we've got this variable that we can use in combination with lots of other things to be able to name who the person is that actually processed the batch. Yay! Individual job backup and restore. So let's again take a bit of a conversation around what this means. So you've got within the Umango, you've got the Umango backup executable that's in the programs directory, and that enables you to back up different jobs that you've created within the Umango product. Now you've got the ability to restore individual jobs to Umango as well. So let's again take a look at what that provides us. So you've got your coffee, and what you're doing is you're building a sample job for a particular client. So you've uploaded a document, you've drawn your zones, working fantastic, working great. You can back up that job. You can do a remote import of job at the client site, and that will automatically add to the client if they've got any existing jobs as well. So nice and flexible. You're enjoying a coffee, pressure's off in the sense of doing any of their on-site work of configuring jobs, making them work. It's all done the luxury of your showroom or wherever it might be, and you can just focus on giving them a little bit of training if you need to, and your Umango solution is deployed and delivered. You've got a happy customer. Email as a source. We're now supporting IMAP. So before we supported POP, now we've added IMAP support, which is great. We've got also just some really good filtering options within the email side of things that I just want to take a moment just to review with you. So you can obviously interrogate an incoming email address, but you can specify, for example, don't delete the email from the server, delete all email, only delete emails with a certain selected attachment. But you can also filter which emails to look at and convert and route in Umango and others that aren't. So you can, again, filter by a particular attachment type, but also by a sender's email address. Very, very useful. So we've got an incoming email address where lots of people send attachments to, and we can start to filter that. Look, ones where that come in via Quentin, I'm going to route in Umango. The ones sent by Adam, I'm going to ignore and not include and convert in Umango, for example. But also we can filter by subject. We can also filter by some content within the email body. And again, we've got a regular expression builder and things of that nature here as well to make that process nice and easy for you to do. So very powerful to be able to filter around what emails from who, what they're containing, what the attachments are as part of profiling and converting those in Umango 21. Job access permissions. So this is just a really nice feature within Umango now. So dynamically, when you're creating your user permissions lists at the job level, where you actually start typing who those window users or domain users are, Umango with checks, it'll give them a green heads up and tell them, yes, they're a valid window or domain user. In that case, we typed in Umango. Umango was a valid user. We typed in Robert, it's red. I don't recognize who Robert is. So immediately it's interrogating, giving you a heads up regarding that being a valid recognized user on your network or on the actual Windows PC itself. Nice and easy, good feature. Oh, just a heads up that the admin access and batch resuming permissions have just been relocated. So again, you've got your main dashboard screen under settings. You've now got, your authentication methods, your admin users, and being able to specify different batches or admin user to access batches that might be locked because that particular staff member is perhaps on leave. Those sorts of variables are now available under the settings portion of Umango 21. Okay. Now, how are you going with those questions? Have I given you enough information that there must be some questions around hard questions for Umango? I should say hard questions for Quentin, not hard questions for Umango. All right, let's just take a quick look at here. So I've given you a lot of great depth around the Umango tiers. So remember Umango Professional, all the bells and whistles, concurrent processing, able to export to multiple destinations of the one job. There's a couple of different options regarding what you can extract as well. Here's a big plus, big feature to sell that Umango Professional tier, and that is you have an option to enable document import at any computer or browser. What? What this enables you to do is, rather than being able to have to specify a fixed IP address for another PC, that can be an import. So you log in under Umango on the web browser and being able to specify to import files. This gets away from the issues of roaming IP addresses and just provides a really added attractive option to selling Umango Professional. So now tick that box. Anyone that logs into Umango browser will have that ability to import as a source within selling the Umango Professional tier. You don't need to specify their IP addresses or anything else in configuring those within Umango. Good stuff. We've added a file-bound connector. So that's great from a document management point of view. It's also worth just recapping for a moment that we have a very, very powerful CSV and XML connector. And that enables you to provide and generate a bespoke XML or a CSV file format. When someone asks you, listen, I've got this unusual particular document management system, if you can get the structure of the XML or the CSV that that document management system is looking for, you can paste that into that particular connector, simply insert the particular zones of metadata that you're using in Umango, and hit save, and guess what? While sipping your latte, you have created a bespoke custom XML or CSV connector to that document management system. That is a very powerful way of creating a custom solution regarding remembering we've got the on-device, Umango, and then the output to that particular document management system. So nice solution selling there. We're almost done. How have you gone with those questions dynamically as we've been going through Umango today? So hopefully you've got some questions that you've been putting in the system, because I'm going to segue over to Julian in a moment, and we're going to start our Q&A session. But I can hear you all saying, when can I have my Umango 21? Good news, it's going to be available on the Umango reseller portal in the next few days. If you don't have access to the Umango reseller portal, go contact your Umango channel partner, get that access. There is an incredible wealth of information regarding Umango, technical literature, lots of things to make your live selling Umango that much easier. Always the latest versions of our applications are available on the portal for you to download as well. Remembering that you're going to need a Umango 21 product keys as your NFR and for your showroom use and your own PC use. So make sure that you get that, check out that access on the Umango reseller portal, check in the next few days and ask for your Umango 21 product key. Okay, that brings my session on presenting some of the major updates Umango 21. I warned you it's future rich and feature rich, I should say. So I'm going to now head back over to Julian, and we're just going to discuss some of the questions that you've got regarding Umango 21. So over to you, Julian.
All right. Hey, everybody. Thank you, Andrew, for that. Really appreciate it. So as we promised, we've saved your questions, and we've even taken the time to type them up all nice and beautiful. So we are going to jump into some questions. So our first question is, if you are using a print management solution or other security at the device, does Umango 21 support single sign-on? Over to the smart people.
Okay, hopefully you can hear me. The answer to that question, I love saying yes to questions, and the answer to that is yes, and it's even more than that. So we've built into Umango 21 a lot of flexibility around how the authentication system works. So not only can we still capture the authenticated user that has been authenticated by maybe a print management system or another authentication system on the device, but we can decide whether we do that or not. So there's an option there to say, if there's someone already authenticated, we want to capture that user, or we can say, even if there is another user authenticated, we want to ignore that and prompt the user to authenticate when they load Umango, run Umango. Or we can say, we always want to log the person in, or there's a lot of flexibility is what I'm trying to say. So you've really got any number of options on how you can configure things. While we're talking about authentication within Umango 21, I just want to be very clear that what we are delivering in Umango 21 is authentication into Umango. We are not providing device authentication. So we are not locking the device. We are not providing functionality to walk up to the device and unlock the device with Umango. That may be something we deliver in the future, but that is not what we're delivering in this release of Umango 21. We are concerned about providing an authentication method or flexibility in authentication methods into the Umango application itself. Back to you, Julian. I'm sure the next question must be for Andrew, surely.
Yeah, he's gonna get one before it's up for sure. Okay, so our next question is, for authentication at the device, assume there is an embedded component. Which OEMs are supported again? Question mark. Give me just one moment and we'll switch over.
Okay, so we are supporting that in this first iteration on all the flavors of brands, with the exception of Kyocera. So I apologize for those Kyocera fans out there, but you do make our jobs a little bit harder to deploy new iterations of apps. So although we do plan to support it eventually in our initial release, authentication will not be supported, but everything else, so all our other brands that we carry, will be supported.
And just to add to that, so
Julian.
that's, yeah, I was just going to say, so that's Sharp, Konica Minolta, Ricoh, Develop, Xerox, and HP, and dare I mention it soon, Toshiba.
Yes, I think that's all of them. Did we say all of them? I think so.
Nice. Cool. All right. Next question is, are we sure ODBC connectivity is available in the standard tier? The matrix only shows ODBC for Pro. And over to you guys.
Okay, so my answer to that would be, I'm not sure what's prompted the question. The very fact the question is there would lead me to think that the matrix doesn't reflect a user's experience. So I would need to investigate that a little further, but I can't honestly from memory remember. I would think from logic that ODBC support would only be delivered in Pro. Is that your recollection, Andrew?
Yeah, that's correct. So I believe Pro enables ODBC, ODBC queries and things of that nature. The idea being it's more of the advanced requirements, the extended connector set, more of a sophisticated solution set. So it's under professional.
But if I should say that if we're not actually answering that question the way that it needs to be answered, or if there is some issue or some conflicting information that's published somewhere within our documentation, whoever it is that asked that question, please raise a support ticket and we will deal with that in a more specific, dedicated way. Back to you, Julianne.
Alrighty. Okay, next question. What happens with the attachments when they are embedded in a MSG file for input? I saw Andrew, he's ready. He's ready to answer this one. Over to you.
That's Quentin. I love a democracy.
I'm not sure there was any voting there, but anyway. As most of you probably know, there's a number of ways of getting documents and emails, for that matter, into Umango. The traditional method of getting an email into Umango is via POP or IMAP. We would be reading, in that instance, we would be primarily concerned about reading the attachments and the documents that are attached to the email. However, that functionality of importing from an email source does also provide the option as a merge value, a merge meta value. We can also capture or read the content body, the text body of the email itself. So in that sense, within that mechanism of importing using email as a source, you have access to pretty much everything that you might want within an email, whether it be the subject line, the body, the attachment, the sender, the whoever you need, that's all available. What we've added to Umango 21 is where you may have, for whatever reason, maybe archive reason or whatever it might be, you may have a bunch of exported MSG files sitting in a file system somewhere, and you want to turn them into an archive document rather than keeping them in MSG format. Then in Umango 21, we can import those MSG files and convert them to another file format. So it is providing additional functionality, but it has a different use case, really. We'd be primarily in that instance talking about archiving the email body itself rather than concerned so much with the attachments. But to answer that question specifically, what happens with the attachment when we're importing an MSG file? The answer is that it is ignored. We do nothing with the attachments when we're reading an MSG. Got anything to say on that, Andrew? Or do we throw back to our host here, Julian?
Excellent answer. Over to Julian.
Awesome.
Alrighty. Next question, which I love all these questions that came in. There are more questions though, and we'll get to those at the end. I see some more questions coming through on the chat. Once we're done with these, we'll hop over to those. So just hang tight. Is it possible to back up the history logs?
So the simple answer is yes. The history logs are not backed up within either a backup and restore wizard, and they're not exportable using the job export functionality that Andrew mentioned in his presentation. However, you can either go to the raw log files, and I can provide instruction on exactly where they're stored and everything else. You can back them up that way. Or in fact, if there is a portion of the logs you're wanting to back up, then you can go to the history area of Umango itself, and you can export those logs into all manner of different formats. You'll see there's on the top right of the export log area, there's an export function, and you can send them off to CSV, out to maybe a PDF document. You can even send them off to database formats and different things too. So you've got a lot of flexibility there on how you can get those logs out and what format you may want to store them in.
And yeah, and I'll actually add a little portion to that too. There is a tech tidbit on history logs available on our YouTube channel. So if you have more questions about history logs, they're probably answered in that tech tidbit. So okay. I work really hard. Okay, so next question. Can we collect attachments from email and store in network folder?
Yes, and I think I answered that question a little earlier, but just to cover that again. So you would do that using a POP or IMAP source, and you would determine what file attachments within the filters there. You would determine which attachments you wanted to collect, and then it would treat those attachments much like any other document that Umango was processing. You can capture information off them, you can change their format, you can output them to any of the Umango connected destinations. There's a lot of flexibility on what you can do with those attachments. So certainly network folder is one of the optional destinations.
Awesome. Okay, so that's the end of the questions that I was able to type in here. So I think there's just one or two over here on the chat. So let's take a look at them. It looks like Eric was asking, are you going to share this PowerPoint on the portal? And Andrew?
Yes, absolutely happy to do so. I have actually provided a copy to a few requested people earlier to allow for localization, different regions. The answer is yes, absolutely, and I'm more than happy to provide you a confirmation when that's been done.
And if I could just add to that, so your marketing teams have access to all manner of documentation relating to version 21, specific to I guess marketing and promotion of the new feature set, and that includes a PowerPoint presentation. It's not identical to the one that Andrew did today, but it's very close to it and deals more specifically with each of the different features. So you ask your marketing people about that. The other thing is, I believe what is currently on the portal is a PDF document that is very much like that presentation as well, that runs through all the new feature set in Umango 20, all the significant feature set in Umango 21 as well. So that's available on the portal already.
Awesome. Okay. So Robert Shibata was asking, can you talk about upgrade process from 20 to 21? That's kind of a good question.
Sure. So firstly, in terms of timing, so Umango 21 is already available on the portal for anyone who has access to the portal. You can download that. In order to run that flavor of it, you will need to have an NFR or trial license to run that. We are taking Umango 21 live over the course of the next few days. So you will start to see, for those that have just got regular licenses with current maintenance, they will start to be prompted over the next few days with to upgrade. And the upgrade process, once they are prompted or once Umango tells them they are ready, the upgrade process is straightforward, and in fact, it's exactly the same as the upgrade process of any of the previous releases of Umango 20. Any minor releases, the upgrade to Umango 21 is the same process. So pretty painless.
So, and another question that was asked by Felix was, Umango 20 customers can upgrade without a new product key? He asked.
Correct, yes. So the way that Umango's upgrade process works alongside maintenance is that the Umango server calls home to our Umango licensing service periodically. And when it does that, it checks to see the maintenance status of the license. If it's current, then it basically tells Umango, here's your permission to be able to upgrade, and at which point the user would be notified. So it's not as simple as grabbing the activation key that you had before and placing it into Umango 21. You will get behind the scenes, Umango upgrades that activation key, makes that process pretty seamless. And in fact, if you're just doing a straight upgrade from Umango 20 to 21, you don't even need your activation key. It will do all that for you, much like it has in previous releases. So the process is pretty painless, but don't grab your Umango 20 key. I'm not talking about product key here, I'm talking about activation key. Don't grab your Umango 20 activation key and expect it to work in 21. It will not work. It needs to take that course of upgrading in the background. If you have any issues with that, just fire through a support ticket and Andrew can fix that for you.
Awesome, cool. All right, I don't see any more questions. So I think it's about time to wrap this up. We are going to go over to Andrew for a little final word. So just hold tight for one moment. And here is...
Does that mean we can share the cake?
All right, Andrew, it's all you, mate.
Thank you. So I just want to thank you very much for your attendance from wherever you are in the world today. As you can see, it is literally jam-packed with new major features in Umango 21. And we want to thank you again for your comments, your suggestions, and your feedback. And you can see that we take that very carefully. We listen to your suggestions and feedback along the way. So we're very proud and very pleased to be partners with you. And we take that partnership very, very seriously. So I want to thank you very much again for your time on this session, and look forward to catching up with you in the next few weeks regarding Umango 21, and again, any additional questions that you might have.